Hey ladies, how are you tonight? I just wanted to get on here because we just got off of our Single and Satisfied study. We are on chapter 4 in Single and Satisfied, the Single Woman's Guide to Fulfillment. And I just wanted to get on here and kind of just talk to you guys. We had such a great night tonight and I kind of wanted to do a recap. But I also wanted to kind of talk about some of you guys' questions or something that I asked a few days ago. I asked, what is your biggest fear in being single? And it kind of went with the topic that we had tonight, which was assaults against the heart. And some of their fears came out, or fears as women, or fear as a single woman kind of came out. And man, some of the assaults, meaning some of those negative experiences that we've gone through, have created some of those fears in our lives. And because of maybe the fear of rejection or the fear of being alone, we built up these walls. And sometimes it hinders us in our personal friendships, in our personal relationships, or sometimes it's even why we can't step out and love again, because we like, look, I've been hurt a lot of times and I just cannot open up because I just cannot be disappointed again, or I can't be hurt again, or I can't go through that again. And because of some of those traumatic experiences or some of those assaults against the heart, as I call it, we start to believe lies. And I gave the example of, if I continue to get cheated on, then that belief there is that all men cheat. And now I don't trust God that he'll send a man, a godly man in my life that won't cheat. Or I might believe the lie that all men cheat and that's just that, because that's what my experiences tells me, and experience is the best teacher. Well, sometimes experience is not the best teacher. Sometimes the experiences that we have, the enemy uses those as opportunities to magnify lies in our lives, or to magnify a misconception of something that he wants to instill in us, like that we're not good enough, or that, you know what, we're just too weird, no one will ever love us, or you know what, we're always gonna be alone because I'm just too complicated, because my ex told me I was complicated. You might be complex, most women are, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? But because that one person said that, now you believe the lie that, you know what, I'm too much, no man is gonna want me, when that's not the case. And some of these assault against our hearts has created these walls in our heart that we can't even trust. God could send a good thing, but because of those past experiences, we haven't healed from them, we can completely sabotage that good thing. And I had to really work on that, y'all, because I was like, man, I'm not opening up my heart. I'm not loving again. I'm not gonna be hurt. Another man ain't gonna do that to me. And because of that, I had to get that together, because a perfectly good man could come into your life and you destroy it because you're thinking that he's your ex. And God's like, no, let that heart heal. And sometimes you're still scared, you're still hurt, and you have to just go by faith. And you have to say, okay, God, I'm gonna trust you with this relationship, God. Okay, yes, I'm struggling with rejection or the fear of rejection, Lord, but I'm gonna step out on faith. And I gave the example in our Single and Satisfied study tonight, like maybe you have a date, you're going to get to meet someone and you're like, you know what, it's probably not gonna work out anyway, but oh well. Or maybe you talk to a friend and they're like, okay, you ready for your date? And you're just like, yeah, but it's probably gonna end up like all the other ones, or he's probably a liar too. Like, why are you speaking that negativity? You're doomed before you even start. Like, stay home then. Like, don't even waste your time and go. But that's a way that we can try to control the situation to kind of protect ourselves against the disappointment of, if you really like the person and it doesn't work out. But that's not faith. Yes, we understand your experiences are real, girl. I understand. I've had a lot of them, especially in relationships. But I can't allow those experiences to taint my view of God, and to taint his love for me, and to taint the fact that if I desire marriage, he has that for me in his timing. But we do, because we do not deal with our hearts. We do not deal with those assaults that we've suffered through. We haven't put them on the throne of God. We haven't said, or at the feet of Jesus. We haven't said, Lord, I'm struggling with rejection. Lord, I'm struggling with the fear of being alone. Lord, I am struggling with trusting again. And it doesn't have to just be in romantic relationships. Sometimes you can't even trust your girls. Like, you're just like, I was just open and I was happy and I was supportive and I was just giving in this friendship, and they just take, or they backstab me, or they was just jealous, or they was already conniving or planning against me. Like, sometimes those situations cause us to say, I'm withdrawing. I'm not opening up to another person. I'm good. I'm going to stay by myself. Now, of course, use wisdom. And I always say, you know, that you want to choose your close courts or your inner courts, meaning like your inner circle, very carefully. But other people, their dysfunction shouldn't cause you not to still be able to function out of love We understand there's crazy, conniving, backstabbing people in the world, but that shouldn't change who you are. And that's when we really have to get in the presence of God and say, okay, God, I'm struggling. I've dealt with some experiences. I've had some assaults against my heart. And the enemy of my soul, he wants me to take these assaults against my heart and for it to change me and to mold me into who he wants me to be, not into who you want me to be, God. So I'm going to lay these at your feet, God, and I'm going to trust you. And I'm going to ask you to help me to get rid of this fear of rejection, to help me to get a fear of being alone. Because sometimes, y'all, we stay in toxic relationships just because we are afraid to be alone. You know that man ain't good for you, but you like, but at least it's a man. Girl, no. Get out of that mess. You deserve better, but you got to trust God. You can't let your fear run your life. You have to go in faith. Even if you're shaking in your boots, you got to stand up for something and be like, okay, I'm nervous, Lord. I'm scared, but I'm going to trust you. Even in this fear, I am going to trust you. And so I just wanted to address some of these fears that some of you guys have. They're valid. I'm not saying that they're valid, but we can't live according to our fears. We have to give them to God, push through them so that we can see the promises of God in our lives so that we can enjoy the abundant life that he has for us.